you listen to reason? Will you open your eyes?
Let's see, Schmear in Orlando, Florida.
Hi.
Hi. Did I get your name right?
It's Shamir.
Oh, that's what yeah, okay.
Okay. Hey, I'm a Buddhist, and I don't really agree with the Abrahamic tradition-based religions, obviously, because they don't make sense in any case or any form. But I lean towards Buddhism because it doesn't really go against any moralities, or which moralities are relative, but I mean it doesn't really have any contradictions. It does have the one point where atheists may argue that it's got an experience called Nirvana, and that becomes a subjective, non-falsifiable claim. But the method of getting to this point of Nirvana, or the experience of it, is meditation. And meditation has been shown to just show physical benefits, if not any spiritual or out there claims. But it definitely has some physical benefits, and it's often told by physicians, you're told to meditate a few minutes a day, it'll help you calm your mind, blah, blah, blah.
So can we just meditate and just to get the physical benefits and disregard all the metaphysical mumbo-jumbo that Buddhism also says?
You could, but what I was leaning against was, rather than, okay, we obviously know we can't, because I had this agnostic view, and we can't really claim there is no God, we can't really claim there is a God. It's all like, no one has the evidence, obviously.
Well,
but give the benefit of the doubt to the people who claim there might be some, not a God, but some extra thing out there, or something out there, or whatever it is they want to claim. And looking at every religion and siphoning them out in a somewhat reasonable manner. I've come to Buddhism, and it seems that there are some points, as I said, Nirvana, which is subjective. It becomes a shady area, like, oh, what is the experience? How do you know you've had it? Like, there's a lot of questions that do arise, obviously. But what I was trying to say is that why wouldn't an atheist or agnostic, having seen all these religions on earth, and since we are in this reality that we see, or think this is the reality, or whatever you want to say, why don't we pursue the most reasonable or the most sensible claim out there of something extraordinary, you know what I mean?
Because the most reasonable claim of something extraordinary is still not worthy of belief if it can't be established that that claim is accurate.
Right.
It's not just a competition between all the different crazy things that religions say, and whichever one is the least crazy, that's the one we should all latch onto. They could all be completely wrong.
Yes, that's true, and I mean, I agree with that, but you could say that since meditation does offer just the physical benefits, let's forget the spiritual and all the other stuff, since it just offers only the physical benefits, we could just practice meditation, and if something like Nirvana were to occur, I'm not saying we'll go looking for it, but if it were to occur, then I guess we'd see something or experience something new, but if not, then hey,
how do you get from one to another? I mean, if we grant that meditation has some sort of physical benefits, how does that in any way increase the chance that Nirvana is real? I mean, why would we, having accepted meditation, make the leap to this other completely unrelated and unevidenced thing?
It is unevidenced. I'm not going to argue that it's in any way evidenced.
Okay.
But if you look at each religion or each sect or cult or something, and what I'm trying to say is, if you try and filter out everything that's made that's an extraordinary claim of something that's out there, and if you filter them all through a sift, so to say, like a somewhat reasonable sift, obviously there's no evidence here, and you sift them through, Buddhism does seem to make the most sense, although it does have its flaws. But also, not only that, it doesn't have major conflictions with science, for example. Like, you don't see Buddhists trying to keep evolution out of classrooms. You don't see Buddhists trying to blow themselves up in buildings. You don't see...
Yeah, but they're not in power right now. I mean, historically, they've gone and, like, burned other religions' idols. I mean, not that that's anything against science, but
Right.
It's not like Buddhism has never inspired any irrational widespread movements. It's just that at the moment, it's not as popular around these parts.
No, I'm sure it has caused some wars and whatever you might call it, but the ideology or the actual philosophy embedded in just the rational stuff, or just the things you can think through, it doesn't have any fundamental concepts such as, say, Islam, which says if you do not worship Allah, then you won't go to heaven, or whatever it is. Or Christianity, if you're not a Christian or you're not a Jew, it doesn't have any, like, if, then you won't get this, or if this, then you're going to get punished. It's not so uncivilized, for lack of a better word.
I hate to turn this right back around on you, but you're a Buddhist and you're talking to us, and what I'm hearing you telling us is because Buddhism, according to you, is unevidenced but less bad than all the other ones, therefore that is a point in Buddhism's favor, and that's not rational. If whatever the claims are of Buddhism, whichever ones can be evidenced, can be demonstrated to be accurate, those are the ones worth believing, and the rest of it isn't. It doesn't matter how nice it has been recently compared to other religions. It doesn't matter how nice its teachings may be or may not be compared to other religions. What matters is what bits of it can be shown to be actually, factual.
Yeah, and
that's
after
the
all,
issue. And if you can't demonstrate that the teachings of Buddhism as a whole are accurate, an accurate representation of the way reality actually is, then we're not interested. We're just not.
It's not as if we have to take or leave all. I mean, we have to accept or reject every single detail about a religion as a package deal. I mean, Christians like to point to the fact that some of the places that are described in the Bible actually are real places that existed back then, as proof that the entire Bible should be taken as something that's actually true, and that the fact that there was a ancient Rome or whatever proves that we ought to believe the walking on water and talking snakes stuff. And the fact is, we're free to look at every individual claim and say, did this happen? Well, there's evidence for that. Is meditation beneficial? Well, there are studies. Is there a nirvana? No reason to think that. So, as a whole, Buddhism, just like many other religions, makes some claims which can be verified and some which can't or can be demonstrated to be wrong. So there's no reason to just, quote, accept Buddhism as a blanket statement.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling.
Bye.